Here we go! Backpacking the Boulder Mail Trail to Death Hollow and then the Escalante River. We've already gotten our permit. Starting a little later than we wanted because we drove out into the forest because we missed the turnoff for the parking lot for a little bit. But to help you avoid the mistake that we did when you're coming off of Highway 12 onto Hell's Backbone Road, look for the green BLM dumpsters right here on the right. And then after that, rather than continuing to follow this paved road, you're going to take a quick left onto McGath, which is a bumpy dirt road. Following down McGath, and this is what is going to take you to the Boulder landing strip and parking lot, which is right here across the landing strip. This is an overview of the route that we took, starting at the Boulder Mail Trailhead at the Boulder landing strip, following the trail across the desert down to the Sand Creek area through the slick rocks and Navajo sandstone. And this is a really beautiful area, very picturesque, cool rock formations. Follow Sand Creek for a little bit, and then you're going to start your ascent, and it's pretty steep going up all the way here to the top of the plateau. You continue your ascent on the top of the plateau, and then the trail bends to the left pretty noticeably, and you start going down to the cliff face. Now from the cliff face, follow the rock cairns, and it's going to lead you far out here to the right to find a safe way down through a series of switchbacks landing in Death Hollow here. That's about 6.5 miles from where you started. And now Death Hollow itself is 9 miles all the way down. You're just going to continue to follow the river. The narrow section is here. That's about 6 miles from where you enter from the cliff face. And then down here at the bottom, you're going to come to a confluence with the Escalante River. For our trip, we went downstream along the Escalante River for another 7 miles before exiting at the Escalante River Trailhead. About 1.5 miles in, and now we're starting to go down. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this hike outside of what I outlined for our decided route. You could do this as a through hike, hiking the entirety of the Boulder Mail Trail, which is about 16 miles long. You could also turn this into a loop or a lollipop by combining different sections of the Escalante River and Death Hollow with the full Boulder Mail Trail. A little bit of rain. We chose to do this route because we really did not want to come back up the steep rock cliff face, making it a loop or a lollipop. And we also really wanted to experience Death Hollow and the Narrows, so we needed to go all the way through. Also, the other side of the Boulder Mail Trail didn't sound that appealing to us. It was just 10 miles more of this across the desert, and so we decided to do it as a through hike, but all of the shuttles were already booked, so we rented a car off of Thru and stashed it at our trail exit, which was actually surprisingly affordable. This part's not great. Coming up out of Sand Creek, and we're gonna go up across the plateau. Whew. Some are bigger than others, but they're all here. Just keep following the rocks. We were really lucky that we had overcast skies for this section because it is very exposed and would be really warm in the direct sunlight. I don't recommend doing this part of the trail or any of the Boulder Mail Trail during the heat of the day. It's our first time seeing the old telegraph wire. I guess we keep following that from now on. The Boulder Mail Trail is the old mail carrying route between the towns of Boulder and Escalante, and it's kind of crazy to imagine livestock traversing this trail just to bring mail between the two towns. Reunited, here we go. The only water source along this trail is in Death Hollow or the Escalante River, so make sure that you're bringing enough water with you, and those water sources are not fresh water. They do need to be treated. And this is just a slog. Getting through the sand. That's it. Here we go. Going in there. Wow. These things are crazy looking. Death Hollow got its name from the numerous livestock that plunged to their death on this cliff face, and it is a very steep and harrowing drop. I'm usually pretty good with heights, and looking over the edge, I did get vertigo quite a few times. So go slow, take your time, follow the rock cairns, and you'll be able to get down okay. are some hikers up there behind us, about to make their way down. Pretty gnarly. Whew, okay, so we're at the bottom. This is where you come down, and then there is this little like confluence area. Over here is access to the river, also a little campsite, which we might be grabbing, but I'm gonna do a little exploration this way to see if maybe there's something that's not right off the trail. But that is definitely very doable. So that trail to the left just puts you right down into the water. So there's really no point. You gotta go to the right through that little campsite and then walk down the creek. So we have decided to keep our first original spot of stopping, and we are setting up camp. So here's our tent, and then water is right down there. Got our hammock set up over there. It's a very nice little spot. Good morning. It's cold. This day is the highlight of our trip. We hiked the 9 miles down to the confluence with the Escalante River. Watch out for poison ivy. As you can see here how tall it is everywhere in Death Hollow. This is a really enjoyable hike. You can do it through the water for the majority of it, but it will slow you down as there are some obstacles and you have to be careful with your footing through the rocks. We later found ourselves opting to choose the riverbank crossings instead of sticking just in the water, as it did increase our pace quite a bit. Okay. Getting there. This narrow section was absolutely the highlight of the trip for us. It's about 6 miles down from when you enter at the top of Death Hollow and about 3 miles to the confluence with the Escalante River. It's absolutely gorgeous and very picturesque. We checked with the visitor center before doing the hike to see what the water levels were, and as you can see, they're pretty low here. Before we did the hike, I'd seen some photos of the water being up to people's chests going through this section. Here, you will either need to crawl as we did or jump in and get wet into the deep pool because it's just too narrow and there's no other way around.
Other than the rocks,
Confluence with the Escalante River. 9 miles to get here today. The rocks along this section are really slick, covered in algae. So we are making camp here. We're about 3.3 miles past the confluence of the Escalante River and Death Hollow, and there's not a whole lot of good options. There was like a really big open area where I think a lot of people are camping right there, and a couple of like good ones that were already taken, of course, up close. But yeah, not a lot of good ones. So lots of trees, very shrubby, but we did find, you know, a spot here. It's hard to get down to the river, so we had to, you know, bring a big thing of water up. But he did a little scouting a little further down and said that this is the best there is.
Very overgrown.
Yeah. All right, day 3. We have just broken camp from our trusty campsite. And now we are going to go down the Escalante River to the Escalante Trailhead by the bridge. And then we're out. Peace.
Hi. You want to come with us? Yeah? You can if you want.
Will you eat the mosquitoes, please?
Hi. Yeah, we'll figure out what to do with you.
Do we have a new pet?
I don't know. You coming with us? Okay.
There's the arch. Natural bridge. It's right over there. We are down to our last mile. Sean is in pain from his feet. He's got some blisters on his heels, so he is beelining to the car. We also have had a lot of mosquitoes this last leg, which has definitely dampened our enjoyment of this trip. Yay! Almost. One more river crossing. Yay! We're done.
We did it.
How was it? What's your review?
I don't know. I mean, we're comparing this to like...
No, just did you have moments of enjoyment?
Yes, I saw a turkey.
Okay. Anything else that you liked?
The narrows were fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Bugs were a problem at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Going uphill at the beginning kind of sucked. Poison ivy, hopefully we didn't get any. But
Yeah.
other than that. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.